What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is VR Game Rankings Daily Vlog Live. It is episode 173, and this is August 9th. It's Thursday. We're working our way through this week, and yesterday obviously was a really big day with Magic Leap. I ended up doing two shows. We had a special show in the morning kind of celebrating the launch of Magic Leap, and then I had an afternoon show. My apologies for that afternoon show. I did not have much energy. I could blame it on some medication that I was on that caused me to be a little bit drowsy and such, and so it was just kind of a bad show. So I wasn't too happy about that afternoon show. Probably was better off not doing it. And then also at the end of that show, you might have noticed I cut it off really abruptly, and that's because I had to give my kid a ride somewhere, and so it was just a deal that happened. But anyway, it's all good. We are back in the building. Thursday, August 9th. Noah is in the house, and ladies and gentlemen, do you know that this guy Noah over here has won the golden ticket, the Willy Wonka ticket? He is going to be flown out to Plantation, Florida to actually visit the Magic Leap offices. And I think he's actually maybe even going to get a free Magic Leap 1 headset. How incredible is that, Noah? I am incredibly jealous. That is so awesome. You are going to Magic Leap Central. Hopefully you'll actually get to meet Roni and just see the offices and all of that. That would be super cool. Obviously, yeah, Magic Leap, of course, all of that happened yesterday. And if you go to the various VR gaming websites, they're talking a lot about Magic Leap today, kind of a little bit late to the party a little bit. But like if you go to Road to VR, they're talking about some Magic Leap over there. You go to Upload VR, they're talking about Magic Leap a little bit over there. There's still some fallout from all of the various Magic Leap stuff, like basically, one of the things that we've kind of learned about Magic Leap in this last like 24 hours or so, yeah, that would be super cool. Paul Smith says, do you get a go on the Beast? That would be super awesome. Could you imagine like going to Magic Leap and seeing their like real technology, like the reason they're really valued at $7 billion? Because it's quite hard to imagine that they're valued that high just because of this HoloLens Me Too kind of product that they have right now. But one of the disappointing things I have heard with the Magic Leap that is out there, and there are people getting them. There's like an unboxing video that is on YouTube where like some people are actually getting Magic Leap 1s right now. So it is a real thing. But one of the things that we've heard about is the tracking is not as good as HoloLens, and that's disappointing. The tracking seems to be a little bit worse than HoloLens, but it does have certain advantages over HoloLens, so that's good as well. But basically, folks, today I've got a number of little game trailers to get into. Right now we're seeing Trover Saves the Universe, which is coming to PlayStation VR. Let me go ahead and get my my normal trailer that I like to start off with, our typical intro trailer. Let me go ahead and pop that on the screen. VR Game Rankings. Daily Vlog Live, episode 173 for Thursday, August 9th, 2018. Yeah, so here we are. This is another episode of the show, and you know what? I got a lot of different trailers that are going on from some different things. We've got a couple minor little news stories, and also later today I want to talk about Megaton Rainfall. So Megaton Rainfall is available for the Oculus Rift and for the it's on Steam, you know, for HTC Vive. So Megaton Rainfall is out there, and if you buy it on Oculus, you can buy it for 15 bucks, and if you buy it on Steam, it's 16 bucks. It's kind of weird, but that's just the way it is. I saw it on the Oculus store, $14.99, and Steam, it's always had a price of $15.99 on Steam. So 16 bucks, 15 bucks, Megaton Rainfall. I'll have my thoughts on that in a little bit later in the show. That's the big news story of the show, so we'll go ahead and save that a little bit. Instead, why don't we talk about this? Okay, this was in the PlayStation VR subreddit, and I don't know how clear it is to see this picture here, but some guy was about to play his PSVR, and he happened to look inside it before putting it on his head, and he saw something that we all fear, I'm sure, which is basically a spider has nested inside his PlayStation VR. And does anybody have that fear? You know, we've heard horror stories about this where you grab your HMD. I mean, there's people that have put their VR headset on and then seen a spider like walk across the screen, walk across the lens or something like that. And, you know, it's kind of like, I mean, most of us don't like spiders, much less do we want a spider right by our eyeball. Now, the good news is it can't really get into our eyeball, so it's not that scary. Asterix Gaming says wasp would be worse. Yeah, it certainly would. But spiders freak me out. Now, this is like a daddy long leg type of spider. Could you imagine if there was a freaking black widow up inside your HMD? Oh, heck no. Chris Gould says it would make Farpoint more immersive. Andrew Rogers is saying there was a picture of an Oculus with the same about 6 months ago. Oh man, Barry Davis got bit by a black widow. Wow. How old were you when that happened? And did you like have to go to the hospital? Did you have to take some like anti-venom medication? See, the way I understand it, I used to have this like ridiculous fear of black widows, but the way I understand it is if you're over the age of like 4 or 5 and you have some weight on you, you're not going to die from a black widow bite, is the way I understand it. But so he was 40 years old when he got bit. So I'm sure, you know, I mean, obviously he survived. He's here in chat. So he did have to take a neurotoxin. Wow. I couldn't even imagine that. You know, snakes, black widows, anything that's poisonous. I don't know if we have anybody in chat that's from Australia, living in Australia. Because, man, you want to talk about poisonous creatures. Australia is like the leader in poisonous creatures to have to deal with. So let's see, what else did we want to get into today? Well, you know what? One of the stories that I saw earlier today is that Disney apparently is working on a moving floor. And this is something that needs to be solved. If we're ever going to get to Ready Player One, if we're ever going to get to this incredible future where we can be completely surrounded by a world, we can walk at a normal pace with a normal style of walk, and we can just keep going and going and going, and we just feel like we're in this gigantic world. This is something that has to be solved, and Disney apparently is working on this. These are some patent drawings from a floor that they're working on that uses like magnets, shoes with magnets, all kinds of interesting things that are going on here. And one of the most interesting things about this technology is apparently there could be like a lot of people that are walking around on this surface, and it uses some kind of smart technology which will prevent anybody from bumping into each other, which, like, how the hell do they do that? And these shoes have magnets and all this sort of thing. And my question is, can you actually lift your foot up in the air and put it back down, or do you have to kind of slide your feet along? So this is interesting, this Disney floor. I'm very curious about this. I think this is a very interesting story because this is a huge problem that we're dealing with in VR and AR as well. I mean, you know, you're just not going to have unlimited space to walk around. I mean, certainly you can go out to a park and just start walking, but that can get a bit dangerous as well because you got uneven pavement. So we have to solve this walking problem. Oh, you know, going back to Magic Leap, one of the interesting things I did hear about it, it's an indoor product, but apparently Roni has said you can use it outdoors at your own risk if you want to try it. So apparently, like, you can try to use it outdoors. So I am on a website called WDW News Today, WDWNT.com, the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news. Now, this is a website you really want to make a favorite. We all want Disney Park news. I mean, it is awesome. And so basically, according to the story they have here, the patent that was filed is for this moving floor technology, and there are 3 different solutions that they're looking into for creating the sensation of walking infinitely in a finite area, and that it uses some type of vibration technology that will create more or less friction to the user's feet, so that you will not contact any walls or any other users. And so obviously we have Infinideck, which they've been doing a lot of stuff, and they're here in Rockland, California, which is like a 45-minute drive away from me. I've said it before. I need to try to message those guys again, because I'll make the drive to Rockland and check out Infinideck and try to get a demo. That would be awesome. I wouldn't have no problem with it. So they have another method is where they're using these a number of rotating discs that can be tilted to influence the direction of the user. Just a lot of really interesting stuff here. A whole lot of magnets are going on in this deal. But yeah, I think it's interesting. We absolutely have to solve this problem. Especially VR has to solve this problem, because with VR, you're just blocking the entire view. AR is a little bit different. You know, as mapping and everything gets better in AR, that'll be better. You know, even VR, though, I can foresee a future in VR. I mean, we're already adding cameras to VR, and I imagine a future of VR headsets that will analyze your rooms, and you'll be able to have a whole house VR experience in the same way you could with AR, where it'll kind of determine where your walls are, and then any obstructions that you have, it could basically skin those with like a jungle environment or something, and so you could feel like you're in a jungle. So a lot of cool stuff there. Rumsfeld99 is saying, what's the story with the Star VR teaser? Is it a consumer product? Well, Rumsfeld, you're kind of jumping a little bit ahead of the gun, but let me go ahead and throw a Star VR trailer on there. I did see that news story. Now, this trailer here is Star VR and Zero Light. It's a little bit older. Let's listen in on this just for a second, then we'll get into the story about Star VR.
Marks the first time Star VR and Zero Light were shown together. Star VR is a new 5K resolution headset with a 210-degree field of view. Combined with our software, these features dramatically improve perception, which is critical when making buying decisions.
Very impressed with it. Yeah, the field of view is fantastic, especially when it's on the wide setting. Being out, having that peripheral vision really enhances the experience, and it's great to be able to switch to all the colours, all the wheel settings. The rendering quality is absolutely superb. Paint effects are fantastic. Texturing on like the leather and the stitching is absolutely quality. Detail, even like behind the seats, fantastic.
This is really cool, like different level of consumer experience, and I'd imagine.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're gonna buy a Lamborghini, you gotta have 210 field of view, 210 degree field of view, so you can see the stitching on the seats and all of that. So anyway, yeah, this is just a trailer that I happened to have found for Star VR. I couldn't find another Star VR trailer, but they are in the news. Let me go ahead and bounce over to that story. I didn't read it too much. Let's see. Star VR teases new version of its high-end VR headset. Now, this is going to be revealed, I believe, at SIGGRAPH 2018. That is coming up next week. I know that prior to the release of Magic Leap yesterday, there was a possibility that we might have had to wait until the first or second day of SIGGRAPH 2018, and that might have been the release of Magic Leap. And I know Magic Leap is actually going to be here. There's going to be like different conferences and stuff, a lot of information that is going to pop off at the SIGGRAPH 2018 conference, probably murdering the name here. But yeah, Star VR, one of the things that I'm reading here on the Road to VR article about this is that originally they had a really low refresh rate for Star VR. 62 hertz was the refresh rate, and this has been a problem. We've seen it with Pimax. Somebody in chat was saying Pimax 2 or something. Let me see, who was it? Yeah, Chris Gold was saying Pimax 2. The way I understand it, I think Star VR was first. I think Star VR had the first hammerhead shark, right? And then Pimax kind of saw their hammerhead shark and decided to copy the hammerhead shark. And so Paul Smith says, "Why wands though? They need knuckles." Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so Star VR, I don't think this is going to be a consumer-faced product. I've always thought that this headset was more for like the Void and maybe for Disney, you know, with their moving floors and those kinds of things. I always kind of thought Star VR was not going to be a consumer-facing product, but basically we have to wait, you know. If you go to the official Star VR website, there's a full screen teaser. It shows a silhouette of the headset and it says, "We've made something for you." Followed by August 14th, 2018. So apparently that's the day the information is going to come out for this headset. Who knows? Maybe they could try to enter the consumer game rather than just arcades, because, you know, it's not like Pimax is doing everything absolutely perfectly. So they could potentially enter the game. Fluke Rogi says, "Yep, Star VR was originally Infiniti and has been around since the Rift dev kit days." Yeah, it wasn't, so like the reason they call it Star VR is, isn't it part of like Starbreeze? And wasn't Starbreeze working on like a Walking Dead game where you're sitting in a wheelchair and you're holding like a shotgun or something and you're in a wheelchair, and like people that demoed it, like you sat down in a wheelchair and somebody was behind you and they kind of rolled you around. Damn, did you see that giant cord that was attached to the back? Look at how thick that cord is. Oh my God. I have, you know, those big speakers that I have in my background here? At one point I had these monster cable speaker wires that are like as thick as a snake. And that's what that cord on the back of the Pimax headset reminds me. That is a very thick cord. But yeah, I believe they had a Walking Dead experience. Haven't heard anything about that, but I always thought it was going to be arcade facing. We got Mr. Timoninator 47. What is up? That is a new name. I don't recognize it. Rumsfeld 99, I think, is a new name as well. Barry Davis, I think I've seen him before. Tessrum, obviously we've seen him. I Am Ruts, we've seen him. Paul Smith, Noah in the building, Chris Gould, Steroid Maximus, a lot of people checking in. And Fluke, of course, is kind of like our version of Noah for our little daily vlog here. But yeah, so that's the Star VR news. We're just going to have to wait and see. I still believe it is not a consumer facing product, but you know, we'll see. August 14th, not too far away. So now that everybody is here, maybe I should go ahead and get into a little bit of Megaton Rainfall. So it is launching today. This is the big game of the day. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the trailer. This is the launch trailer, I believe. Yeah, so that's the launch trailer here for Megaton Rainfall. And you guys know, like, when this game came out for PlayStation VR, I was freaking blown away by this game. This game impressed the hell out of me on PlayStation VR. And the reason it impressed me is really because I'm a fan of like sci-fi. I'm a fan of War of the Worlds. I'm a fan of alien invasions, not in real life, but like in sci-fi and movies and stuff. I love alien invasions. I love War of the Worlds. I like the old War of the Worlds, like the 1950 version or whatever it was. I like the Tom Cruise one up until we saw the aliens. I thought the aliens were kind of lame. But I've always been a fan of War of the Worlds, sci-fi and all this type of stuff. And this is like a combination. They're basically combining Superman with War of the Worlds. And when this game, came out on PlayStation VR, I kind of ranted and raved about it because I was kind of amazed. First of all, it wasn't expensive. I think it was 16 bucks on PlayStation as well. And I was like, man, this game is freaking super cool. Now, the version that is on the Vive and the Rift does have the benefit of you can basically play this game standing up with your motion controllers, and so you can fly around as Superman, you can shoot things with your, you can use your hands or whatever to kind of like aim at the alien crafts and shoot them and all these kinds of things. And the one thing I want to say is, at first I thought, oh my god, this is going to revolutionize Megaton Rainfall. It's going to be so much better. Let me go ahead and well, let me finish my thought first, and then we'll check out the other trailer. So I thought, having your hands and all that, it's going to revolutionize Megaton. It's going to make it so much better because you can, you can go like this, and you can go up, and you can go down. Like, it's going to make it so much cooler. Well, honestly, what I found playing this game is I came to the conclusion that, honestly, you're better off sitting down in your chair with an Xbox controller. Similar to the way that you've probably been playing Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. I really actually feel like it's a better idea not to try to use the motion control stuff. At least in the short period of time that I tried it, it just didn't work very well for me. It almost seemed like the developer kind of added it in more as an afterthought and really didn't bake it in very well. But it is still the same great game that it was on PlayStation VR. It still has all of the qualities that the PlayStation VR version has. The other thing I'll say, though, in sort of a Debbie Downer aspect of Megaton Rainfall, is I thought the visuals would be significantly improved. I'm playing this on my Oculus Rift. It happens to be a native Oculus version of the game. VR Roundtable was provided a key, so full disclosure, I've already played the game on PlayStation VR back when it originally hit PlayStation VR, and my take is it's the same game as the PSVR game. Basically, I'm not seeing much of an improvement. Like, in these trailers, it shows you being way up in outer space and then diving down to the planet. It doesn't quite work as smooth as it sometimes looks in some of these trailers. But what I will... Let's actually check out this other trailer, and then I'll tell you some more about the gameplay. We have more of a different trailer that I think has a bit more gameplay. Let's check that trailer out, and then we'll get back into it. So yeah, so this is the gameplay trailer. It kind of gives you a better look at it. I haven't even seen that section of the game yet, I don't think. I haven't finished this entire game. When I played it on PlayStation VR, I didn't finish it all the way completely. I remember I was super into it, but all these other games were arriving. I kind of had to put it off to the side. But one of the things I'll say about Megaton Rainfall, there's basically, oh shit, I did not see that level where a gigantic alien thing comes down. That is cool. So the best thing about this game, period, is the alien vehicles. Like, the alien vehicles are freaking awesome. I love the alien vehicles. Pentadimensional Games, the developer of this game, which I remember when we were covering it on VR Roundtable way back in the days, Steve said that it's basically one dude. So if it's really one dude that made this game, like, crazy props to this one guy, because the alien designs are freaking awesome. The way the alien ships animate, the noises they make, the destruction they cause, they are very alien. I mean, this guy needs to like make a movie. He needs to stop making games and make a damn movie, because he did an incredible job of giving you this feeling of this like alien race that is just, look at that alien craft that is like ripping apart a skyscraper, like just ripping. It's like this alien civilization took a look at this planet and said, okay, let's study this planet for 100 years. Let's figure out every little kind of vehicle that we could make that would just freaking destroy their cities like none other. And that's basically what you're dealing with here in Megaton Rainfall. And so the alien vehicle is easily the best part of the entire game, like no question about it. But there's a couple of other really good parts of the game. You guys have seen with this trailer, let me see if I can turn it on. I don't know if we're at that part. But you guys have seen, like with some of these trailers, there's these certain parts in Megaton Rainfall where the music like starts getting really stirring music and it starts building up. And the game like works with that. Like there's certain moments in Megaton Rainfall where it really works with the music. Like see right here at the start, listen to this. So you're like zipping around these planets, like zipping around Saturn, and you'll like hear this music with like voice, you know, singing and everything. And it's like all choreographed really freaking well. And the first time you experience that, you'll get like that, the goosebumps, you know, you'll get that goosebump sensation where you're like, oh shit, they freaking nailed this, you know, this music, I'm flying up to the sun, I'm flying around Saturn, you know, I'm flying under the rings of Saturn, because see, you have your father, or well, he calls you the offspring, you're his offspring, and it's like this god. So there's this god guy that is saying, look, you're my offspring. I've given you all these incredible abilities. You're supposed to protect this Earth, this whatever this planet is. You're supposed to protect these people from the invaders. We need to get rid of the invaders. That's what your mission is. And so every once in a while, he'll take you on these little scenic journeys where you're kind of flying around in the atmosphere at breakneck speeds. And then he'll talk to you about something, and he'll give you like a new superpower where you can destroy, you can wreck shop as well. I mean, these aliens are absolutely wrecking shop in all of these cities, but you'll have some of these powers as well. And it's just the combination of all these different factors that I think makes Megaton Rainfall really cool. Now, the game isn't like the greatest game on planet Earth, like by no stretch of the imagination, but hey, it's $15, it's $16. If you have any interest in War of the Worlds, sci-fi, if you like alien vehicles, the date, it's available today. Luca Cambianica, let's see if I can pronounce this right. Luca Cambianica, release date on Steam. It is out today, August 9th. This is the release. If you have an Oculus Rift, you can get it on that store for $15. On Steam, it is $16. It has been out on PSVR for a very long time. And yeah, VR support was just added. So, I mean, this game's been on Steam. The flat version has been on Steam. Somebody was saying this didn't show up in Steam VR, and it's probably because they've just had this flat version for a long time. So Paradise Decay says, the aliens have a nice variety of vehicles, that's for sure. Tessrum says, one dude made this? Someone hire this guy ASAP. I don't know for sure that it was one dude. That's what Steve was saying. It could be one of those. There's a lot of situations where it's basically one dude, but he hires on a few extra people, like a music guy, a couple extra guys to like button the game up. So it could be kind of a situation like that. I think we've seen that before with some other VR games. But I've got really nothing but good things to say about Megaton Rainfall. The other thing about the game too, and this affected me way more when I played the original PSVR version, there's a thing that happens in this game where you feel a responsibility to all these little... Look at those little guys, those little citizens that are falling off the edge. I mean, it is like Little citizens are in their cars, they're driving around. When these skyscrapers get smashed to hell, you hear like thousands of people screaming bloody murder, and you really feel guilty. You really feel guilty. And so the thing about Megaton Rainfall that is so interesting is it makes you think about collateral damage, because you're trying to destroy these alien vehicles, but at the same time, if you shoot one of your laser shots at an alien vehicle and it moves, and your laser shot just goes bam right into a skyscraper, you just single-handedly killed like 500 people because you didn't aim very well. So there is collateral, like right there. That guy, he just accidentally smashed that skyscraper there because that alien moved. They have those twisting guys that just twist through buildings and just completely wreck shop. They got these other aliens that disguise themselves. I haven't seen that one where it rips the skyscraper up like that. That is super cool. They have these other alien vehicles. They turn into a skyscraper and they like hide. They like mimic a skyscraper, and you got to figure out which one is the real. I just think the designs are just off the chain here. Pentadimensional Games, much love, much credit. This is not game of the year, but it is another outstanding game. And I talked about Christmas in July, and we continue to be blessed. This is the dog days of summer are anything but. I just wrote a little article on VRGameRankings.com talking about the dog days of summer are anything but when it comes to VR gaming, because starting in June with games like Virtual Reality, which was on the Oculus Rift, Moss, which came to PSVR, and some other good games that came in June like Contagion and Budget Cuts. And then in July, we just got hammered with so many great games in July, especially late in July. And now early in August, we've got Electronauts and Megaton Rainfall, and there's more great stuff coming later in this month of August. Like this complaint that VR has no games, it's like, get the hell out of Dodge. VR has a lot of games. Now maybe we don't have Red Dead Redemption, maybe we don't have God of War, but man, we are getting a lot of games, because if you look at August 28th, there's like 4 or 5 big games that are coming on August 28th. I know there's Bout of Blood, there's Firewall 0 Hour, there's Torn. I think Torn's the biggest game that is coming on August 28th, but there's a lot of games coming in late August. So yeah, it's a celebration. I really love Megaton Rainfall. I can highly recommend this game. It's not going to hold you down for months, but I really like it. Okay, let me bounce back over to the subreddit, see what people are talking about. Yeah, Fluke Rogi says it is out. VR support was added today. The Jordan Complex says, hey, late to the game, just checking in. It's been a few days since I've caught a stream. Oh man, Jordan, we've been here every day. We had a Magic Leap special yesterday earlier in the morning. The afternoon show was pretty lame. My energy level was not good. I was on a little bit of medication, and it just was not a good idea to do a show. Paradise Decay says, I heard one developer, so maybe really there is one developer. Jay King says, no Oculus Go? I'm going to be getting an Oculus Go really soon. In fact, I need to order my Oculus Go today, in fact. And so hopefully I'll get it within a couple of days. But yeah, no, I don't think they could quite do this on the Oculus Go. So no, I do not believe. Chris Gould says, not good for sales for the dev if it does not show up on the Steam new VR releases. Yeah, it's probably a technicality of how they just added the VR support and it's not showing up in Steam. But I think this game will get some recognition. People will be talking about this game. Paradise Decay says, it was like a scene from Independence Day playing today. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, Paradise, I know you made a comment. This was like a week or so ago where you made a comment about Megaton Rainfall that sounded like, I knew that you got an advanced code of the game, and it kind of sounded like you were totally blown away by Megaton, like back when you made that comment at first. Because I was blown away at first. Like, I was like, holy shit, War of the Worlds? I'm experiencing War of the Worlds. I feel guilt when these little citizens are dying. Like, how freaking cool is that? You actually feel what it would be like to be a superhero and have thousands of people's lives hanging in the balance. So anyway, guys, let's go ahead and switch over to something else. I've been on Megaton Rainfall for a minute here, and I did happen to see, I think this was on the PlayStation VR subreddit. We know how the China Joy 2018 just took place recently, and I had a little montage that showed some different games that were going on there at China Joy. We've seen a number of VR games at China Joy, I think in 2016 and 2017. And so there's this other game, it's called AD2047, and I have a brand new trailer for it. Now the problem is the trailer is blurry. It's like 480p. It's kind of blurry, and so I don't know if somebody like filmed it off a screen or whatever, but let's go ahead and check out this trailer. This is a VR game we know nothing about, developed by a Chinese developer. Let's check this out real quick. We can talk about this for a sec.
Kevin, I'm here. Where are you?
I'll be there in 2 minutes.
It's so pretty here now.
All thanks to your father's company.
There are definitely great things about him. If he wasn't my father.
Sir, Keaton, the disciple of Wu Longsheng, was found dead.
Oh my god. How did this happen?
The traffic police said the interference may have been possible.
3 pea shoes, 2 lives lost.
This hospital is actually part of the Shanghai Corporation.
Hold on! I'm getting you out of here.
So that is AD 2047. I don't know that like this is any kind of groundbreaking thing. It's just a VR game. I've never personally heard of this game before. This is the first day I heard about this. I believe it's coming actually to Vive. Yeah, we see their Vive, Oculus, PlayStation VR. So I think it's coming pretty much everywhere. It is running on the Unreal Engine. I actually have a better trailer for this in terms of like better video quality, but it's an older trailer. That's a new trailer. Let's check out this older trailer real quick. Rakano, I guess, is the developer of this game. I believe it's a Chinese developer. There's a lot of VR development that is going on in China right now. Kind of looks like Higgs from Robinson.
Hello, Kevin. Welcome home. How was your day?
Looks kind of cool. It's kind of Blade Runner-ish, you know, future. Hopefully it's better than the Walker.
3 weapons. And a pea shoe again.
Pretty realistic environments, and you get to pick up a lot of stuff. I wonder, it looks like teleporting, kind of like switching to different nodes, like node-based movement, maybe.
Sir, Keaton, the disciple of Wu Longsheng, was found
So yeah,
dead.
that is AD 2047, you know, another new VR game. I always like taking looks at these VR games I've never heard of before. And I think it's one of the nice things about having this daily vlog, having this daily show, is when you have a daily show, you've got so much time to work with, and you can always fill time with something. And so I'll cover, you know, all these little unknown games. Just the very end of the trailer. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's AD 2047. But, you know, we get a look at it, and then many months later, if it ever comes out, we kind of have a little bit of a basis of knowledge because we've already taken a look at it. So that's one of the things I'm kind of thinking about with this show, is take a look at everything, and then we've already seen it. Then we'll see it again, and we'll see it again, and then we'll kind of have a basis of knowledge about it. That's one of the things I like about. I wonder if this developer maybe played a little bit of Robinson the Journey. Kind of looks like it. The Jordan Complex says trailers that don't show gameplay are the worst. Well, it's showing you pick things up, and it's showing some little things pop up on the screen, kind of like node-based, like right there, that arrow. To me, that says node-based teleportation. Like if you click on that or something, then you go to a different spot, like over there. So I think, yeah, but a lot of it is cinema. A lot of it is cinema, so you're not getting a very accurate view of what it really looks like. The Jordan Complex says, second trailer is much better. Well, you know, the first trailer, I think the first trailer that we saw was actually filmed off of a screen. And this is like a legit trailer from the actual developer's YouTube account. I couldn't find the newest trailer. They don't have that yet. But this is like their legit trailer, so it does look a hell of a lot better. Chris Richardson, oh my goodness. Chris Richardson got to try a Magic Leap yesterday. Pretty neat tech. Packing all that power in the puck is the secret sauce. Holy smokes, ladies and gentlemen, we have a celebrity in the building. Chris Richardson, how did you get your hands on a Magic Leap? Wow, you're going to make Noah jealous. Noah might have checked out already, but we have somebody in chat that has actually got their hands on Magic Leap. How cool is that? So tell us, Chris, when you see, like, how much better is it seeing some of it through the headset rather than, like, seeing the trailers and stuff? Is there a real big major difference? Was it really complicated in getting it on your head? Because one of the things I've heard about Magic Leap, in fact, there is an unboxing video. Friend of a friend is a CEO of a tech site. It always pays to have friends in very high places. That's super sweet. Awesome. Stream died. Video not showing. I don't know. Everything looks fine on my end. Let me see. Says live. Stream health doesn't really say anything. It does look like I've... Yeah, died and is back now after refreshing. Yeah, it does look like it's having a little bit of hitchiness. Not sure what's going on with that. I will just go ahead and continue like normal. And, oh, Noah is in the building, and Noah is probably jealous as hell that somebody else got their hands on a Magic Leap 1. How cool is that? Yeah, so anyway, what I'll do is let's go ahead and get into some other minor news that we can get into. One thing I heard about on one of these subreddits is Mega Dimension Neptunia, blah, 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 is coming to, I think, like Oculus and Vive and stuff. Are you guys into these kind of games? Let's check this trailer out. Talk about a different kind of a game.
Anyone, please, save me.
This is my favorite genre, man. It's so freaking awesome. Not exactly. So apparently this is coming to Wonder How To is the site. Wow. Waifus? I'm sold as test room. Yeah, I mean, you know, the whole Japanese like thing, like anime and all that. It's funny because, like, I've been a video game fan for so freaking long, you know, since the late 80s, early 90s, you know, crazy video game fan, and all of it was coming from Japan back in those days. And there were a lot of games, you know, that featured anime-style characters or super deformed-style characters and all this type of stuff. And I never got into that. But I knew people that, like, really got into it. But then, see, here when we go to VR, one of the things I saw is that it was almost like user discretion on this trailer. Like it may contain nudity or something. So it's funny how a lot of these VR things that go down this road, it's like almost like a girlfriend simulator, really, right? It's like you can have a girlfriend in VR, and she happens to be cartoonish. Wait, where is the VR part of this? Yeah, well, we're talking about how it apparently is coming to VR at some point. Chris Gould says, all those weird schoolgirls, not for me. Don't knock it till you try it, Chris. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really into the whole anime thing. My kids have kind of like started to get into some animes like Dragon Ball, blah blah blah, whatever. You know, they've gotten into some, like the whole anime thing is like really popular now. If you're like in high school and stuff, it's like kind of like a cool little thing. Okay, so let me go back to the Oculus subreddit because that's where I heard the story on this game, and I honestly just grabbed the trailer. Don't really even know what the story was with this, but let me go ahead and check. Oculus subreddit, what are they saying about this? They are saying that Mega Dimension Neptunia is coming to PC compatible with Oculus Rift, whatever that means. So yeah, it does appear that it is coming to VR at some point in time. So that is good news, I guess. You know, I mean, hey, it's always good news. The more the merrier. We really like that. Okay, one other thing I wanted to get in. I saw this on the Vive subreddit. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but rapper 2 Chainz has tried a $3 million children's VR experience. And I saw a little video on this. The virtual reality company has made this like children's VR movie called Raising a Ruckus, which apparently costs about $3 million to make. And there's like this TV show called The Most Expensivest, where this rapper 2 Chainz gets to try this experience out. And the only reason I was interested in this is they were using a D-Box chair. So I thought that was kind of cool. But I did grab a trailer for this movie, and apparently it's available on like Oculus Store for like $4 or something. So let's go ahead and check out this trailer. It's a children's movie in VR. It's called Raising a Ruckus. Let's just take a look at this real quick.
First one to the puppy claims it. Not so fast. Hey, no fair, Dorkazoid. Where'd he go? Where are we? Amy, it's alive! You think? I used to worry about the little things. Look out for the lava! Jonas, grab on! You totally nailed it!
Yeah, so that is like some little IMAX thing, Raising a Ruckus, but I believe I read somewhere it was available on the Oculus Store for like $4. This thing, Raising a Ruckus, which they made it for $3 million, and like the one cool thing about it was they showed that rapper, he's sitting in like a D-Box motion chair that costs somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000. And it kind of rumbles and moves. And I think I mentioned this before, that D-Box needs to get with VR, you know, so we can get a little rumble and stuff added into it. The more immersion, the merrier. You know, I really believe in immersion here. Kev Gret, oh yeah. So Kev Gret says, hey everyone, didn't know it was an 11 a.m. stream today. Yeah, I haven't been doing the best job of like making people very aware of when these shows are gonna happen. We had to do a bunch of shows at 2:30 p.m. because I had all these different appointments these last couple of days earlier in the day. Wasn't able to do an 11 a.m. show, but our normal time is 11 a.m. So 11 a.m. is the normal time. That is our regular time. And well, Jim Hall says, would be nice if the stream schedule was posted to the website. I haven't put the show on the website yet, and there's a reason for that, and that will change in the near future. But what I have done, and what I really should do, honestly, is, you know, the YouTube banner for the channel? I need a much better YouTube banner for the channel, and that's going to come as well. But what I could do is, like, I would make a YouTube banner where I just put tomorrow's show is at blah blah blah, and I could just, you know, you just grab the file and change. I would just have to keep changing the YouTube banner, but you could actually put a little message like on the YouTube banner like that. So I could probably do that. It says, can't find the Ruckus in the UK Oculus Store. Yeah, it could have been bad journalism from the website that was talking about this 2 Chainz thing, but they said it was available in the Oculus Store. I'm almost sure of that. Let me see, 2 Chainz. I'll try to click on VRScout.com was the website. And they said, here, Raising a Ruckus follows twins Amy and Jonas as they discover a hidden magical world with the help of their mysterious new pup, Ruckus. And then there's a dinosaur at some point, blah, blah, blah. And then it says, Raising a Ruckus is available for download now via the Oculus Store for $3.99. This is just episode 1 of an ongoing series from the Academy Award-winning production designer of Avatar and the director of Maleficent. So that is the virtual reality company. So I don't know. I didn't actually check Oculus, though. So maybe it's just in the USA store. Not sure there. Let's see if I had some other trailers to throw on here real quick, and then we could also do a quick check of the news. That is Raising a Ruckus. Yeah, I think we went through all the trailers. Okay, so I did go through all of my little news stories that we had from the get-go. So let's go ahead and just throw some random trailer on. Let me find a random trailer. I need more random trailers is what I need. I'll just throw this Moonstrike VR trailer on here. But yeah, so Big Dorks Entertainment in the building. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and take a look at the major subreddits real quick, see if we have any late breaking news going on. So I'm on the Vive subreddit right now. It's talking about the Star VR headset, which we talked about that already. It's talking about rapper 2 Chainz tries a $3 million thing. I watched a short video of that and it was kind of dumb. So that's why I didn't copy the video. I could have had the video showing in here, but it was just kind of dumb. Neptunia coming to Steam this fall with Rift Vive support. Of course, we had that trailer a little bit earlier. Megaton Rainfall VR update has gone live on Steam. That is a PSA. I highly recommend Megaton Rainfall. I think, you know, it's hard. Like, you're spending $16 on it, and you're getting a pretty damn good game. If you have any interest in War of the Worlds or Superman, I think it's a great game to have. One thread we have on the Vive subreddit, most fun exercise in my life thanks to VR. He's talking about Beat Saber. Yeah, it's a great way to do some exercise. I absolutely believe that. We've got a few Magic Leap threads that are going on as well. Okay, so let me bounce over to the Oculus subreddit. We'll see what they're talking about here. They're talking about the Wave VR. There is a live event featuring G-Dub tonight at 8:30 Pacific time. Wave VR. Have you guys gone into Wave VR? Have you checked out Wave VR? Are you like huge fans of Wave VR? Do you not really care about Wave VR? I tried it one time. I'm going to see if I have a Wave VR trailer. I think I grabbed a Wave VR trailer for something. So I might still have that, but no, I'm not seeing it. But, oh, no, I see it. The Glitch Mob, Wave VR, whatever that is. So let's see here. Let me get that trailer in. But yeah, the Wave VR, I tried it one time. I thought it was interesting. The thing that I thought about the Wave VR is it kind of tries to go for that Ready Player One, what is it called? The distracted globe, you know, the distracted globe thing. It kind of goes for that kind of feel. So, you know, they're doing some cool things with the Wave VR. Here's a Wave VR trailer that I grabbed recently. This is like some Glitch Mob thing. But yeah, so they're doing some special deal tonight at 8:30 Pacific time. This one was an album experience that would happen in the Wave VR. That does look cool. I mean, I'd love to see something like that. I like music videos in VR. We just talked about Electronauts, like some of the stuff that Electronauts is doing. Like, that does look pretty sweet. Paradise Decay says, I never bother with Wave VR anymore as all the shows were US time and too late at night, early in the morning for me. Yeah, they do have a bit of an issue there in terms of, like, it seems to be very USA focused. Factory Life says, I like Wave VR. IPCSK says, the Wave VR is awesome. Oh, you know what? IPCSK was talking about something earlier that made me laugh, but I was watching a trailer at the time. Let me see if I can find what his old comment was that made me laugh out loud. I don't. That was a long time ago. Never mind. Sorry. Oh, and you there in your cave, the G-Jane bit. Yeah, he's talking about... Oh, IPSCSK is talking about the Wave VR. Fluke Rogi says, only really tried the Wave VR when the Distracted Globe experience was up. One of the devs did say they bring it back occasionally, though. You know, that's funny. Yeah, they had the Wave VR Distracted Globe experience, and that's actually what it kind of reminds me of. Phil Yarn, what up, y'all? Oh, no, I'm late again. Stupid stupid work and responsibilities and stuff. Yeah, it does suck being an adult. I am not an adult. I have no responsibilities. That's how I'm able to do this. Supersonic Station says, Wave VR is awesome, but they need to put the Ready Player One ballroom back in it. Yeah, that's the Distracted Globe. That's what Fluke Rogi is talking about. You know, so maybe I should try... Oh, yeah. Okay, that's what IPCSK... It made me laugh. He was talking about Megaton Rainfall, and he was like, hey, this is Google Earth. Do they have Street View in Megaton? Yeah. And when you're playing Megaton Rainfall, there's times where, like, yeah, this kind of does look like Google Earth. It's basically Google Earth meets War of the Worlds, plus you're kind of Superman. That's kind of like the elevator pitch for Megaton Rainfall. And that did make me laugh by IPCSK, because, yeah, very Google Earth-like. So that is the Wave VR. We got something going on tonight. Let me go back to that Oculus subreddit, though. One of the topics is civic duty, balance super strength, and collateral damage in Megaton Rainfall. And that is so very true. You're battling between like your incredible powers as a superhero, but you don't want to kill a bunch of people in the process, and you could accidentally kill a hell of a bunch of people. So you know what? I'm going to grab this Rec Room trailer, Cyberjunk City Update. God, they're doing so much stuff in Rec Room, and I haven't tried any of it. Like, I don't go into Rec Room anymore. I got to get back in there because they've done so much stuff to Rec Room. Against Gravity, man, those guys are just like they are working their asses off, and I still don't think they've monetized it in any way, shape, or form. So I'm grabbing this trailer for Rec Room Cyberjunk City Update. I will go ahead and throw that trailer on right now. It is a 1080p trailer, so good news. I do not have to resize my window. Let's see, Rec Room, where are you? Rec Room Cyberjunk City. Okay, let's check this out. This looks super cool. Cyber City Jump.
Power weapon online.
Cyber Jump City. August 9th. That's today, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, that does look pretty sweet. I really got to get into Rec Room. What is it? Why do I not play in Rec Room? I think part of the reason I don't go into Rec Room is sometimes I get in there. Well, I've been in Rec Room before where there was just straight up like sexual harassment and shit that was taking place. Well, I was just viewing it off to the side, but there was like 3 dudes messing with like these girls. They were obviously from Japan. They didn't speak no English whatsoever. And it was like straight up sexual harassment, like actually live in the building. And just every once in a while, you'll get like some weirdos that are in Rec Room, or you get a lot of little kids that are screaming and yelling. And I don't like, if I could get in there, like if I could get into this Cyberjunk City with like Fluke and Phil Yarn and Paradise or something like that, hell yeah, that would be super sweet. I don't know that they have it kind of figured out like that. I don't know that you could like team up like that or schedule that. And so you just kind of have to just jump in there and hope that you get paired with some cool people. I guess maybe that's a bit of my apprehension towards Rec Room, is but you know, I've had so many fun experiences in From Other Suns, which you're joining very random people and you have no idea what's going to happen. And I've had some good fun with some people in like From Other Suns. So, you know, why shouldn't I be able to have some good fun in Rec Room as well? Terry Blanchard says, looks fun, count me in. Yeah, I don't know how all that works. It would be good to try. Robert Andrews says, you guys were talking about making music in VR. You should try reality decks on the Oculus Store. It's incredible. Steven Sales says, I felt the same way. Too many childish behavior in Rec Room. Yeah, every time I'm in Rec Room and then also like Echo Combat, Echo Arena, I'm amazed at how many people let little kids use like Oculus Rifts and HTC Vives, because I'd let little kids use my PSVR or like an Oculus Go, but I kind of would be a little bit scared to like just let my kid just run wild with my Oculus Rift, because I feel like I'd probably have to buy another Oculus Rift pretty damn quickly. So yeah, let's go ahead and see any other news that is going on. Let me bounce back over. Where were we? Okay, I was in the Oculus subreddit. That's where I saw the Rec Room update. Let's see. There's an international Beat Saber tournament coming up on August 17th. They're talking about Disney's solution to VR locomotion. We did talk about that a little bit. Megaton Rainfall impressions, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm going to bounce over to the PSVR subreddit for a quick check. PSVR subreddit, the #1 story is the spider. Yeah, for those of you guys that came to the show late, we were talking about this spider. Have you guys ever had a spider in your VR headset? See, this is why you got to use these VR headsets every day. See, this guy probably left his PSVR headset in the corner of some room for like 3 weeks. The poor PSVR headset got kicked to the curb. He was never playing it. And of course, a spider is going to nest in there and going to have an egg, and it's going to hatch, and there's going to be 1 billion babies. So you guys got to be careful with your VR headsets. Don't just leave them off in the corner, and don't go play flat games for 2 months and let your PSVR headset get all dusty, because that's the kind of thing that could happen. Very dangerous. Okay, so on the PSVR subreddit, that is the #1 story, Sneaky Spider. They're talking about the Arizona Sunshine DLC, which is launching next week on PSVR. They're talking about the game I was talking about earlier, AD 2047, the China Joy 2018 trailer. That's what I played earlier. It is coming to PSVR, Rift, and Vive, so it will be pretty much everywhere. A Fisherman's Tale announced trailer. Okay, wait, we got a brand new trailer, folks. So let me see if I can grab this and throw this into the mix. This is called A Fisherman's Tale. 4K downloader, do not let me down. So let's go ahead and throw this in. We'll see if 4K video downloader will help us get this trailer and get it out to the people at large. And yes, it is downloading. This probably will be 720p. I'm probably going to have to resize it. Oh no, 1080p. Good luck. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab A Fisherman's Tale. This is breaking news. World premiere. I need like that MTV world premiere thing.
Once upon a while ago, there was a fisherman's puppet, carefully made by hand. The puppet lived a simple life inside a model lighthouse, with everything in its place. In the center of the room, a perfect model of his own little lighthouse, exact in every detail. Worlds within worlds, walls within walls, closing out the storm so it could never reach inside.
What?
Until
that
one
looks
night,
weird.
something changed.
Yeah, so pretty brief teaser trailer there. It is being developed by Inner Space. It is coming this year, 2018. Vertigo Games is Looks like they are one of the publishers that's involved with this. Not sure if it's going to be like PSVR exclusive for like a 90-day window, 45-day window, something like that. When I first heard Fisherman's Tale, I thought you would be actually fishing, but I guess you get to brush your teeth in VR. Has anybody brushed their teeth in VR? I don't think I've done that yet. It looks like you're kind of you're in like this little lighthouse world, and then he has a model of a lighthouse, and then you go inside that model, and then there's another model. It's kind of like the Matrix. It's like you realize everything is just a simulation of a simulation within a simulation within a simulation. It's kind of like when I do OBS desktop, like it just shows infinity of my screen, my screen, my screen, my screen. A Fisherman's Tale, Inner Space. Okay, well, hey, brand new trailer. That's always nice to see something new. That's why I love doing this live show. It's fun to do that because I had no idea I'd be talking about A Fisherman's Tale, but there it is. We saw the trailer, we grabbed it. That was cool. Yeah, so, oh, did you guys hear about this? Wolfenstein Cyberpilot, physical pre-order for £59. They were talking about this. Amazon UK has Wolfenstein Cyberpilot up for pre-order without a release date, and the price is £59. Is it just a price mix-up, or has this been turned into a much bigger game? Because the funny thing is if you go to Amazon US and you look up Cyberpilot, it's $19.99. And I believe if you order it on Amazon, like if you pre-order it, you're locked in at that price no matter where it changes to. So I wonder if this is a situation where we should grab our pre-orders right now on Wolfenstein Cyberpilot, lock it in. Of course, we're talking about the physical disc version for PSVR. So everybody on Vive and Rift, you can't really do anything with that. That is the physical version for PSVR that you can lock in at $20. Some people talking about £60. Wow, that would be crazy. Yeah, that's pretty much what they're talking about. You know, one little topic is we need a dance pad for VR. And they have a link to a YouTube video for it. Let me check this out, because this is actually something, it's just some girl that's playing, she's playing DDR. Okay, so no, that's nothing there. But you know, one of the things I wanted to kind of talk about, and this is something I think maybe we should think about having in VR in general, is, I don't know, did I talk about this already? But I kind of like the idea of, as an accessory, we would have a special VR floor. Like you actually get a VR floor. Maybe it'd be 4 feet by 4 feet, maybe even just 3 feet by 3 feet. And so what it would be designed for is for if you're playing, say, something like Time Carnage, where you basically stand in one spot, you're pretty much rooted in one spot, and you're playing a VR game. But imagine this. Imagine if you had a special floor that was like 3 inches tall or 4 inches tall, and it had like some little motors in it, some little vibration and stuff, and so it could be synced perfectly with the game. So you could be in like a horror experience, and you know, the floor starts shaking and rumbling, and it's timed perfectly with the game. Probably would be way too expensive. And then how do you ship something like that? See, that's the big problem there. But I just thought maybe VR floors should be a thing. Lethal Weasel VR says Wolfenstein CP already on GameFly. Oh, really? For $60, it can go Swive. Roy Schwartz says, I pre-ordered it for $20. I got to admit, guys, everything that I've seen from Wolfenstein Cyberpilot, I'm not even that interested in it, I got to admit. Hybrid Energy says, Carpet Haptic Feedback Rumble Pack, brought to you by Anthony. Yeah, you know, maybe I'm thinking of shipping, and I'm thinking how expensive it would be. Maybe they could have something that could roll up, and then so it would roll out like a carpet, but like the carpet would have some type of rumble feature in it or something. Redboy12 says VR gaming chairs. That's another thing. Where are the chairs? Like, how many games do we play where we're in a chair, like a tracked chair? How cool would it be if we had a tracked chair in VR, or a bodysuit? Sure, yeah. I mean, eventually we're going to get there with all of that. Uh, oh, Chris Paradise Decay says, yeah, at Chris Gold, yeah, but you get a free $5 million mech. I think he's talking about Cyberpilot. Yeah, so carpet with sound inductors. Yeah, I don't know. I just think we need VR floors. It should be a thing. So I'm going to take one last check of Upload VR, one last check of Road to VR, and then we'll probably bounce out of here. I just want to see what is their like top story of the day. They're talking about Arizona Sunshine and La Perry devs team up for VR puzzler A Fisherman's Tale. Okay, yeah, we just had that trailer. So the La Perry devs are involved with that. That must be Inner Space. I guess La Perry was probably developed by Inner Space. Yeah, so it's a VR puzzle game called A Fisherman's Tale. So that is the lead story at Upload VR. They're also talking about Farpoint multiplayer live stream, taking shots with the PSVR aim controller. And they're talking about a VR fighter fighting game, Paperville Panic, gets new level, final release soon. Paperville Panic. Let's see if I can grab a trailer for that. Paperville Panic. Yeah, there's all kinds of VR games. There's just too many damn VR games, man. It's hard to keep track of them all, really. But so many of them are very small little games. Paperville Panic. Okay, I'm just going to grab this random trailer from, I don't know who it is. But we'll grab this random trailer. We can throw this on real quick before we bounce out of here. And so while that parses, I will go ahead and quickly bounce over to Road to VR. Let's check the last minute stories on Road to VR before we get out of here. Road to VR, you know, their #1 story is Magic Leap 1 hands-on. Suggests a headset that's a lot like HoloLens. So they're talking about, they have actually Magic Leap, they have a couple different stories about Magic Leap. Actually, a whole bunch of different stories about Magic Leap. They have the Star VR teaser coming on August 14th, Star VR, the headset that will be shown off at SIGGRAPH 2018. So we're talking about that. Let me go ahead and grab this new trailer I just grabbed for Paperville Panic. I know nothing about this, so I'm going to throw this on. I have no knowledge of this. I think this was in PAX Australia. Looks like 720p, so I will fix that. So you're a firefighter, which I'm kind of surprised we don't have firefighter games in VR already. It seems like a natural. Very cartoonish, looks comedy style. Job simulator-ish. Looks kind of cool. VR is not a console. That's VR Mania Q. Tell that to PSVR. Paradise Decay says, did you see the new Killing Floor 4-player live experience? No, I didn't. That does sound super cool. Oh yeah, the egg chair. Chris Richardson. Yeah, I remember there's that chair that kind of, you know, swivels you around and all that. Looked kind of crappy. And it's not tracked. It's not like it's tracked in VR. Like, one of the things I always thought about back when we first had the Vive, and you had those little sensors that are, you know, on the Vive wands and they're on the headset. I was thinking that what they would come out with is like these little sticky strips, like 3M sticky strips that would have Vive sensors on them. And so you could track like almost anything. But the thing I forgot about is they need power. It needs to be powered. So that's the thing that sucks about trying to put Vive sensors everywhere. It needs to have some kind of power. Paradise Decay says, you should play Paperville, Anthony. It's a lot of fun. Is this game already out? I didn't even know it was already out. See? Yeah, it looks colorful and interesting. These kind of games, honestly, I have to just get into it and see. I just have no idea if it's going to be something that I'll be interested in. Chris Richardson says, I thought the motion data was fed to the chair. Yeah, but what I'm talking about is actually having the chair tracked. So like you get into a VR experience, you see the chair physically, and then you go sit in the chair. You know, because what are we going to do in Defector where you're being James Bond, you're punching people, you're shooting people with a gun, but then you are driving a car? There's a bit of a disconnect. If we had a VR chair, then when it's the car driving parts, it would be like, oh, there's my car. Let me open the door. My chair's in the right spot. I sit in my chair, and then I'm physically in my chair. Yeah, Chris Richardson is saying, ah, gotcha. Man, Chris, you've tried the Magic Leap 1, so you are the star. So you are Mr. Magic Leap. Hybrid Energy says, yeah, but I don't want third person to become some regular standard. VR is being there with, oh, so Hybrid Energy, Hybrid Energy is going down the road saying, nah, man, I don't really want this third person stuff. We don't want it to become a standard. VR is being there with motion controls. He's saying, as awesome as Hellblade was, more lone echoes, please. You know, Hybrid, we agree with you. We all know that being completely enveloped in a world, that is what VR is all about. But you know what? I mean, it's really cool that this third-person stuff works really well as well. I think, you know, the more the merrier. Like, it can all coexist, right? Terry Blanchard says, Magic Leap astronomical cost is due to 70% of the cost is a CPU plus GPU being in hip belt and equivalent to a GTX 1050 at best. You should be able to use your computing power instead to totally reduce the cost. But what are you going to do? Are you going to strap your desktop tower to your back? That's the problem. See, Magic Leap is a walk around, do things type of stuff. Oh, Paradise is saying he made a mistake. It wasn't Killing Floor. It was Arizona Sunshine. Yeah, I did hear about the 4-player live experience. That does look pretty cool. He's saying do a search, Arizona Sunshine LB VR edition. Okay, I'll look at that real quick. I need to get out of here pretty soon, but I'll look that up real fast. Okay. Let's see. Wait, what did he say? Arizona Sunshine LB VR edition. Okay. See if we can grab another quick trailer. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and, oh, here we go, Vertigo Games. Yeah, let me grab this trailer. You know, I heard about this. I never actually saw this trailer. So I can go ahead and watch this trailer for the first time and do a reaction video, man. Simon Jones checking in. What is up, Simon? What happened to the fiber scanning display of Magic Leap? Was it BS, or have they pushed back that tech to a future release? We don't know. They're not saying anything about it. Okay, I'm going to pop up this Arizona Sunshine trailer real quick. Let's check that out, see what's going on. This is this arcade experience, a 4-player live arcade experience. Sounds super cool. Let's check it out. Ah, damn, I have to resize.
Ignition sequence started. Main tank pressurized.
So basically the void.
Watch out for those frames. They're freaking everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, this is the future of the funk, ladies and gentlemen. Being able to walk all around, other people are there, you don't run into them. You know, a large space to walk around with. What are they using for the tracking, though? Are they using OptiTrack? Because goddamn, is that expensive. Of course, when these new Vive 2.0 base stations come out, you'll be able to do that just fine. Where do we go to play this? Doesn't say. Yeah, I mean, it's super cool. That's the future of VR arcades. You know, location-based VR gaming entertainment is gonna like take this to the mainstream like none other. Like just being able to walk around, physically touch things and grab things. Like here, it pretty much looks, it's not so much like the Void where you're actually grabbing levers and stuff. It looks like you're just basically walking around an empty area, which is kind of cool. I kind of want it though where there's walls and stuff, and you actually like can touch the walls, and there's levers, there's things that you pull, you turn knobs, push buttons, all of it is physical, but you're in VR at the same time. That's kind of what I want with that. All right, guys, I've been going a while here. I got to bounce out. Let me go ahead and throw on my exit trailer. Cheers, guys. This is Epix. Cheers, guys. Let me do my outro. Cheers, guys. Okay. Yeah, VR Game Rankings. You can go to the website, vrgamerankings.com. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video. I'm losing subs every day. I can't believe I'm losing subs. Like, you guys watch my sub counter. It's funny. It'll go up like 5 subs. It'll go down 7. It'll go up 3. It'll go down 7. But yeah, you know, subscribe to the show, like the show, all those good things. And I will be back tomorrow, Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific time. And you know what? I probably need to come up with a new time for Saturday, right? Because of VR Oasis, you know, the Insider podcast. I probably should come up with a time that is compatible with their show. So I need to figure that out before Saturday's show. And then Sunday, we will be at a later time. Actually, Sunday, I think I'm going to call it the after party. And we are going to start 5 minutes after the VR Roundtable live podcast, which I believe is 9 a.m. Pacific time. I'll call it the after party. We'll start 5 minutes after. You know, I'll just go ahead and do this show 5 minutes after that. All right, then. We'll see you guys then. So take it easy. Have a good one. Later.